Thank you to MSI for sending us here this year. We would not be at Computex 2015 without them, and also thank you to lynda.com. All right, guys, welcome to the InWin booth where we're checking out the H-frame. This is a case that I actually saw earlier at ASUS, I think on day 1 or 2, and I thought a modder had built it because they had a bunch of modder cases in the area, but it's actually a case that's going into production. This is a continuation of their concept series of cases. This is the 6th one in the line, and they release about one every year. This is the only case that I know of that actually requires dedicated power to work, which is fairly insane, but that's because it's a freaking transformer. This thing opens up and, okay, maybe transformer isn't the best wording because it looks like something from Avengers that could hold like the Tesseract or something. That's what Brandon said and I completely agree. It opens up to like reveal the motherboard so it's easy to work on, but realistically it's just because it's freaking cool. There's 4 little laser spotlights, one on each side of the computer, that can show you where the perimeter needs to be clear around the computer for it to open up and not actually hit any obstructions in the area. And along with those laser projected lights, there's LED strips that go up the 4 arms of the case and can be controlled by the app, which can also control how the case opens up and performs in other ways. If silver and RGB isn't your theme, they also have the ROG Certified Edition, which comes in black and red, and then those LED strips can only go to either red or white if that's more of your color palette taste. On the left-hand side, you have power for the power supply, which the routing for that is going to change. That ID is not final, so it'll probably be more elegant on the actual release version. You have power for the case itself, and you have switches to turn on those laser grid lights around the case or the LED strips within the case. On the right-hand side, you have the controls for the mechanics of the case itself, so you can open it up step by step, close it step by step, or set it to automatic, which will fully close or fully open it depending on how open or closed it currently is. Right above those controls is the I/O, where you have 3 USB 3.0 plugs, 1 USB 3.1 Type-C plug, 2 audio jacks, a reset button with a blue hard drive LED in the middle of it, and a power switch, which also has a blue LED ring around it. There's not much going on top of the case other than a big red warning stop button, which is basically, just in case you're worried about the case hitting something while it's opening up, you can slam that stop button and then it will stop what it's doing. Once you move inside, you'll see compatibility for motherboards at sizes EATX and below. You'll see that you can have up to 209 or 214 millimeter CPU coolers, depending on the position of that CPU cooler, up to 340 millimeter length graphics cards at 200 millimeters of height, and a power supply of 230 millimeters in length at ATX form factor. You can fit 8 add-in cards, 4 2.5-inch SSDs, with 2 of them being below the reservoir and 2 of them being on the back of the motherboard tray, and 1 3.5-inch drive slot, which is also on the back of the motherboard tray. Also on the back of that motherboard tray is a unique serial number, as they will only probably be selling about 200 or 250 of these cases, and by the way, they'll be around probably $1,500, although neither of those numbers are finalized at this moment. The vast majority of the case is made out of very thick aluminum, 2 millimeters in some places, 3 millimeters in other places, pretty crazy. Although the supporting mechanical arm that raises up the main section of the case is made out of steel. And last but not least is cooling. As you'll see on here, there's pumps and reservoirs and whatnot mounted, but most of those were custom drilled spots. The only actual dedicated spot for cooling is up near the top, where you can either fit just 3 normal fans or a radiator and 3 additional fans. Let me know what you guys think about the H-frame in the comments down below or on Twitter at Luke_LAFR. It might not be the most practical due to the cost, but it would be pretty damn cool to like swap out a graphics card now and then and have your computer actually give itself to you when you need to do that. Anyways, let me know, like I said. While you're down there, like, dislike, favorite, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you to MSI for sending us here this year. We would not be at Computex 2015 without them. If you want to check out their bit.ly link in the description down below this video, you can check out all the products that they launched at Computex this year, including their laptops, which are running Broadwell processors. Also, thank you to lynda.com/Computex, and you can get a 10-day free trial there and start learning immediately.